Hello once again and welcome to part 3 of this video series where we are reverse engineering a valve from a 3D scan using quick surface. So based on the last two videos that we did, which if you haven't watched, I ask that you can watch so that you can at least follow up to where we are. I did some modifications on the design, and by modification I just mean that I changed some values of the sketches that we did and the geometry of the sketches. So let me just open up the first sketch so I can see what I'm talking about. Let me hide the mesh. Yes, so as you can see, I tried as much as possible to follow the line and adjusted some few things. I put some radius. So nothing much, the procedure is still the same, but I just adjusted the sketch so that you might see that the sketch looks strange, but it's all part of the design. Sorry for that. It's all part of the design. So that was the first sketch, and then on the second one, the second revolve for the big pipe, this is what I figured. Okay. Yes. So on this sketch, if we look keenly, the first one I used a sketch that was on another plane. I found that using this sketch would give us a better value, so it closely matches the scan using this sketch. And then you can now use our y-axis, you remember the one that we used for alignment, now as the revolve. So still the same procedure, only that I changed some few values here and there. And you can see that it's a bit off over here, so you can adjust it right there so that it can at least go and match our tolerances that we have. So this vertical line, probably we can just pull it right there. So remember, we're just doing an overall thing, and then we're now going to go to another software, SolidWorks in our case, to go and refine it further. So over here, we're just taking the dimensions and the major features that we can get from here. So we're going to click OK, and this is where we are. We have these two cylinders. So we move on forward from here. We are going to activate our mesh again. So that we don't confuse, we can just switch off our two solid bodies over there, two cylinders we just created, and we make another 2D sketch. So for this 2D sketch, we're going to use the YZ plane. Yes. So, and on this YZ plane, let's just put it in isometric. And we want now to, you remember the big cylinder that I said we're going to cut? That's what we're going to do. We're going to create a sketch that is going to help us to create, we're going to create this thing. So we can extract primitives. Go to extract primitives, we're going to use fit line, and we're going to have that, and here highlight those two lines, and then go to back, and then hold on control key and move that what's it called, the selection tool, in such a way that it highlights the endpoints. And if you're holding on to control, they should join like so. So with that, now we are going to extend these lines to go further, because for the trimming surface we needed to go past our line. So you can see the dotted line, it helps you to maintain the, what's it called, the relationship of the initial line. So this one I'm going to make it horizontal, then adjust it right there. This one, push it down a bit, say to there. And I think that's okay. okay. So with this one, we extrude. Just make sure you've extruded past the body, like so. And then we click on OK. So we are going to activate the big body. In our case, it is this revolve one. And then let's just switch off the mesh preview for now. And then now we're going to use this surface that we've just created to now slice this body. So you can highlight everything, and then it's going to give you an option for trim. And then you can see the two bodies are selected, and then we just what is it? This is left clicking, just like that, and then you can see it's okay. And that's what we come up with. And you can see at least the shape is beginning to come. So what remains now is now that big fillet, because now if I switch off this big surface and then we activate just the mesh, you can see that it has a fillet. It's not just flat all the way around. So this is what we wanted to achieve. So we go back to that, and then click on it, and then you can select, you can see this, once you highlight these three icons are selected, you can either start a sketch, 2D sketch, a fillet, or a cut from solid. So we're going to use a fillet, and then you're going to select that edge, and then dynamically just try and get it as closely as we can to the original. So let's say somewhere there. Right there. And we can say, let's say 8 millimeters. Okay. Like so. And you can see that it's beginning to take shape. We can adjust this later, but I think for now, and for our purposes, that will work. So you can see that it's beginning to take shape. And if we activate our other cylinder, a previous revolve, and turn off, you can see that now it's beginning to look like something that we created, or something like the scan. So from here, the next thing is we're going to take care of these bosses. So we have some 2 bosses. Just take it from the top. These cylinders. And in order for us to tackle this situation, or rather this design, we are going to use symmetry. So most of the time you'll find that most things are either bilaterally symmetrical, or one way or another, or symmetrical in some way, shape, or form. So it's either a circular pattern or bilaterally symmetrical. So in our case, we're going to see that we can decide which side we're going to use, either the right side or the left side. In my case, let's use the right side. So we're going to start a new sketch, and we're going to we're going to take the XY plane, and let's just go back to the isometric view and take it a bit higher. Say somewhere there. Somewhere there. Then we click create. So now with this one, we're just going to use one side. For that, we take a line, take it from the origin, just go straight up. Make sure that it is for construction. Also make it vertical. So that is our line that we're going to use for symmetry. And then we go to extract primitives. We're going to click on extract fit circle, and then just highlight there. And we're going to take these 2 first, and then click on OK. Back. So we're going to make sure that these 2 circles are actually equal, because they are real life. So you can see it closely fits what we want. And now we're going to now take all these two circles, rather, these two circles, and then also select this line using control, and then we're going to mirror them. So it comes to the other side, and you can see that it closely matches whatever we have on our right side. So with that, we're going to click on extrude. So we're going to turn snapping on. And what this does is that it helps us to, it guides us rather to, this is the bottom plane. We can snap onto a feature on the scan itself. So rather than doing guesswork, you can just take the top plane, for instance. Let me just drag it, and then I want to snap it right there. That's okay. And then for the bottom plane, we take the yellow arrows and then we snap it right there. And then we click on OK. And with that, you can see, if we go back to our isometric view and then we switch off our scan, we can see that we have now the 4 bosses that we want. So we still activate the scan, and then we go to now this big boss. So the reason why we're doing them separately is because these two terminate at a shorter distance than this one. So this one, there's another one on the other side. So we're going to tackle this one next. So we go and take a 2D sketch, pull it a bit higher, pull that plane a bit higher. Again, click on create. I think by now you get the gist of it. Go to extract primitives. Still going to use this side. It's okay. Go back. Then now we're going to use our line from the origin. Make sure it's vertical for construction. Select everything, mirror, and we now click on extrude. Because it's on snapping mode, we're going to take this big arrow, the top plane, and snap it onto that part of the mesh. So make sure you're highlighting it green. It's well highlighted. Again, there. And then the other one, bottom plane. Hold it. And we snap it right there. Go OK. And yeah, so now that we have this, if I can deactivate the, well, you can see now the object is coming together. And now we're going to use to take care of these ribs that you can see over here. So with that one, we're going to choose again 2D plane. This time around, we're going to use the ZX plane, that one, and then click on create. The only thing we're interested in is actually, you can see this one's a bit straight, so we'll use this one on this side. We are only concentrating on this rib. So, wow, it's a big mess. I think it's because I've chosen its circle. Just undo it, select online, click, drag, have that line, click, have that line. So now, once we have that, that's okay. Now, we go to back, then select the endpoints. Now they're coincident, and then we're just going to create another line from here all the way to here, then another line from here all the way to here, then Go to select, join those two endpoints. Again, join those two endpoints, like so. So with that, we can now go to extrude and would look at it. So for the as for the bottom plane, we're going to snap it on that surface. It's good enough. And then we're going to turn it on this other side to this other side. Again, this is the top plane. We snap it onto that surface. So we have our rib feature. Looks a bit thicker. I think it's because we have a very, the scan was not the best. So we'll just adjust it later. But I think for the purposes, for our purposes, that's going to suffice. So with that one, we click on OK. And now we're going to go to CAD. And then I'm going to select this part and circular pattern. So we're going to circular pattern it about the Z axis. And then we need 6 of them. Make them 6 and then apply. Okay. So with that one, you can see we've covered all of our ribs and they're landing in more or less a good place. So sometimes the scan is not the best and you need to work with what you have. So we're going to use more of intuition sometimes where we can't really get the real figure. So, but with this one, I can see that it follows it quite well. So I think that's enough for this video. If we can look at the progress that we've made, we've come from these 2 cylinders to now we have a boss, the 3 bosses, the 2 bosses and the rib feature that we've made. So if you've not checked out the past 2 videos, kindly check them out. I'll leave a link in the description below, and be sure to subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I really appreciate your support, and until next time, cheers.